Okay, so I'm just gonna make this video. Like, I've been wanting to make this video for the longest time ever, and I'm feeling it. So like, what better time, right? Like, I'm in the midst of a little episode, so why not? The plan is to not share this with like any friends or family. I just like whoever's struggling with this and look up the keywords for this video, like I just hope that they find me, because I think this is what I needed to see when I was like on YouTube, and I just couldn't really find anything like this. So I got diagnosed with OCD about 2 months ago. So it's very, very fresh. Specifically, I have somatic OCD, so that means I am really obsessive about like my heartbeat, like my breathing. So anything that has to do with like body regulation, like I'm very hyper aware of it. And not only that, like I have some personal fears of like, what if I'm high? Like, what if I'm on drugs? Like that kind of thing, even though like I know that I'm not, like I know I didn't take anything, but the anxiety makes me feel like dizzy. It makes my vision a little weird. And so that's what like, it doesn't help each other that I have like, oh, these thoughts that combat with how I'm feeling, but the feeling is just anxiety. So the biggest thing about this is like, there is a rational part of my brain and there's an irrational part of my brain. And that's like the OCD aspect of it. I was misdiagnosed 2 times before this as major depressive disorder. So that was like when I was maybe 17. And then I was diagnosed again like a year ago with bipolar disorder. And I was kind of explaining to the doctor, you know, I feel like there's like, sorry, my dog's like in the background. Let me close the door. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so I was misdiagnosed as bipolar, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I feel like there's 2 different people in me, right? But it wasn't like I didn't have these like depressive and manic episodes. Like, I just thought that I did, and so did my doctor. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So my doctor thought that as well. She was like, she thought I was bipolar. And so I would misinterpretate the happy, like my happiness with manic. Like there was a part of me that knew that I couldn't cling on to this sense of happiness. So I thought I was just like, kind of like, oh, this is a manic episode. Like, I love this. I feel so high. I feel great. I feel euphoric. Like, I thought I was on top of the world, but in reality, it was just like, my thoughts weren't getting to me. So I could actually feel what it feels like to have like a normal-ish life, I guess. And then like my depressive episodes would come, you know, when it was at its worst. Like I was just overthinking everything. So I kind of want to talk about like, if you're kind of on YouTube, you don't know what to do, you don't know if you have OCD. I should have done this, and I didn't really have the guidance. I don't have a lot of friends that are going through the same thing that I am, which is okay. Like, you're not alone. I'm here. There's a whole community that I just found like on Instagram. Like, we are not alone. But I think a lot of people took my weakness and my vulnerability, like they took it to their advantage, because I saw multiple different therapists who claimed that they could help me, and they couldn't even pinpoint what was wrong with me. They couldn't even tell me that I had OCD. And the one time I did bring up like, oh, I'm scared I have OCD, I went to a hypnotherapist, so that's like hypnotic, like they do like hypnotizing or whatever. And he claimed like I did not have OCD. Like he thought that OCD was like, oh, I had to do these rituals in terms of knocking. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, people with OCD, they can have those rituals where they have to like knock 4 times, they have to do something, but my rituals and my compulsions are within my mind. Like, I have to mentally tell myself like, oh, like it's kind of hard to explain, but like it's a mental thing. So of course no one's going to see that from the outside perspective unless you are trained, like unless you're a trained professional. With that being said, like this journey has been difficult because it's been like 5 months of me not knowing like what was happening to me, of people taking advantage of me, people not understanding me. And I can't say like it's their fault, especially if they had good intentions, but I'm really happy with like, I just like I never gave up on myself, even when like sorry, I never gave up on myself even when like my mind was like, okay, the only way out of this is like, I don't want to say it, but like, you know, like I told myself like, no, that is not going to be an option for me. Like it can't be. Like my life is fine other than, you know, the mental distress that I was going through. But I was just so determined to find help, and I'm so happy that I did. I did a lot of research around my area and my community, and I set up a consultation with sorry. I feel like people who aren't going through this can't really understand how hard it is. And it's really hard to like explain to someone who isn't going through these things. But anyways, I set up a consultation with an anxiety specialist psychiatrist, like a facility who specializes in like really bad anxiety. And originally, like, I thought that's what it was. I just thought I had like major anxiety, which, you know, it kind of is. But as soon as I like called and I got the consultation, like the girl on the phone she like made me so happy. She has no idea. She was like, oh, there's like a bunch of people kind of like going, there's a bunch of people kind of going through what you're going through, and like I know the perfect person for you. And so for someone to tell you so for someone to tell you that, it's just like a lot of hope, like right away. Because this was the time where I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was losing weight. So I was like, thank you. Like, even just hearing that, like, it made everything 10 times better. So I started seeing my current psychiatrist, who actually has OCD too. And once I found that out, oh my God, it was like I could feel life like becoming hopeful and like brighter again. Because like here's this successful woman, psychiatrist, mother, who has OCD. Like, it's possible. All my fears of like, can I become a mom? Am I going to be successful in life? Like, am I going to have a good, decent life? Like, all of that, all of those what ifs were kind of just like crushed because I have, like, my psychiatrist literally is an example that I look up to. And like, she just looked at me and, you know, of course, like she saw me crying. She saw me like all of my fears, but like for someone to just be like, okay, I know what you're going through and like it's going to be okay. Like, I didn't have to question that because she went through what I went through at one point, and look at her, like she's managing it. And I'm using managing because I kind of gave up on the idea of like I'm fully cured, like, oh, like this idea of like one day I'm just not gonna have this disorder, because honestly that's not realistic. You're going to learn how to manage it, OCD is like kind of one of those things you're gonna have forever. And you're gonna have to really settle in with that idea, because I know that I had to settle in with that. But it's okay, because like you're gonna learn how to manage it. You're gonna have resources, skills that you're gonna learn through therapy. Like I'm going through CBT, and you just have to, I know that there's like a little piece of hope within you, even if times feel like hopeless right now. Like trust me, I was there. But like please, I'm getting so emotional because I kind of wish that I had this when I was going through it. But I just wanted to tell you that please cling on to that little bit of hope that you have, because it's gonna get better. And I'm also crying because like things are getting better. Like these are like sad tears. Don't get me wrong, like I still have bad days. But it's way better. Like at least I know what is happening to me, and like some things I can do to make it better. One thing that I've learned about myself is I absolutely cannot consume alcohol. My psychiatrist told me like a lot about alcohol and like why I think and feel the way I do when I'm on alcohol, but not only on alcohol, but like days after I consume alcohol. So of course, like I want to be in a social group and I want to have fun. I don't want to be like an outcast or like a party pooper because I'm not drinking, but trust me, like it is not worth it. If you're going through this or like any type of anxiety or like depression, like it will increase those feelings like 10 times more the next morning. Or like if you consume any type of alcohol, like any little bit of alcohol, you will like feel it later. So I've also had to come into terms with that. But also it's like a blessing in disguise, but because before I was diagnosed and before I had like major panic attacks and all of that, like I would just consume alcohol by myself sometimes, like just to feel something, just to cry, just to really be in tune with my feelings when I didn't know what was happening within my mind. And like that's never a good thing. That's not healthy. I wasn't like seeking help, and I was like kind of like thinking that, oh, you know, alcohol can help me, like, oh, I'll feel it all when I drink, or at least I'll feel like a night of happiness. But guess what, like I had to deal with the consequences the morning after, and I felt like I was like crying. I felt like really bad days later. So I am completely sober. But yeah, I don't know, like who knows if anyone's gonna see this video. I have no idea. I hope that this helped just a little bit in terms of like I'm a real person. I'm like I didn't even try today. I'm sitting down trying to do my schoolwork and I just like bursted out in tears because thinking about just like people like me who were at the beginning stages of like I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, it like this is real life and it's gonna get better. And you know, obviously I'm still learning how to deal with my own feelings, but if I could just help one person, like I feel like I would be fulfilling my like my life duties in a sense, because I just want everyone to feel happy and okay. Obviously, like I need to start saying that to myself more. Like I need to be nicer to myself and I need to be a person for myself. But sometimes like helping other people makes me feel better. It makes me realize like, oh, I have a bigger purpose in life than just like what I'm going through. So yeah, whoever finds this, if anyone finds this, I'm here. I will maybe start to post like more videos depending on if anyone actually even cares or if anyone watches this or if anyone finds me. But yeah, have a great day. Things will get better. Life is gonna get better. Life is amazing, even if it doesn't feel like it at the moment. You have a whole community with you. You have resources. You have specialized therapy. You have like just so many good things to look forward to. And just know, like, something that I've learned is like, if you're at the absolute bottom, guess what? It can only go up. So cheers for us, our growing, our evolution. It's gonna get better. It can only go up from here. I don't even think I'm gonna edit this, just so that people know like I'm a real person and I don't really care how I look. This is like a really important message to me, especially since it's so new. OCD week is coming up. OCD week is actually my birthday, so how funny is that? If you don't know, OCD week is October 9th to the 15th, and my birthday is October 12th, so it was like destined to be in some sick way. But yeah, anyways, yeah, just keep pushing, keep swimming, keep fighting. You got this. I love you, and I'm here for you. Bye.